Hello.
Hello?
Hello. What's up, bro?
Hey, it's the What's Up Bro podcast. We talk movies, sports, TV shows, pop culture, and it's funny, mother. With nary signs. I'm like, what? How can this... They have Photoshop. Photoshop exists when this artist rendition was done. How the fuck is this not cooler looking than a sketch that looks like it was done by a hillbilly off the side of the road? What the fuck are we talking? Why is this a thing?
Welcome to the party, pal.
Steph, Mayor Sr.
Yeah, I don't have to look cute for you.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Yeah!
And Mike Mercadal.
I'm just glad I like vanilla, boring sex like this. I'm glad that the sex I enjoy won't get me killed.
That's how winning is done.
Hey, I'm Dave Chappelle, and this is What's Up, Bro.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the What's Up, Bro podcast. My name is Mike Mercadal. With me, as always, is
Nary Signs.
And with us this time is
Stephanie.
Mayor Sr.
I want more often now that I can.
I just realized your initials are SMS, like old school text messaging, and I think that's it for me now. That you're SMS now. I'm a fan of that.
I'm surprised it took so long, to be honest.
Me too. Me also. I'm surprised. But yeah, welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us on the What's Up Bro podcast. You can find us at WuBro Pod on pretty much everything. If you're watching this on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, on a Instagram video later on, it's a reel audio podcast form. There is no excuse not to listen to us at every second of the day.
Also, if you are listening to this, because the majority of our listeners are still audio, if you're listening to this, just know you could watch our beautiful faces and Stephanie at Facebook and YouTube.
Shots fired, air horn noise.
That's only funny because she's clearly the best looking one of the group. So that's the only reason that I said that is that a sarcastic calling a fat guy tiny kind of joke. It's the only reason. I
Tiny, the universal nickname for large people everywhere.
Yes.
What a joy it is to get called.
Very
tiny.
Hispanic thing, yes.
Thank you everybody for joining us. This is episode 385. 385 of the What's Up Bro podcast. We are currently just if you're waiting for 384, maybe you're on YouTube and you're like, wait, but what happened to 384? 384 got taken down by YouTube because we put a clip on here from an SNL skit, and we were talking about how great it was, and like, oh my god, look at this, it's so great, it's so funny. And then NBC was like, nah, you don't have permission to talk about how great we are. I'm like, what? So I literally, at the time of this recording, 5 minutes before this recording started, I put in a dispute, which apparently is a common thing. And so from what I hear from my research, this happens a lot with like big companies like NBC and stuff. And all you got to put in a dispute and put in the reason why it's fair, it's under the fair use thing. And then YouTube is like, oh, okay, never mind. Then we're fine. All these other channels get to do literally. My TikTok is, I mean, I guess the villain in this situation is Facebook. Facebook is the problem, or Instagram. Yeah, Facebook is the major issue. Facebook is the one, because Facebook, I disputed it on Facebook, and Facebook was like, nah, we're all right.
Like, wait, baby. What?
I like how you said. I like how you said Facebook is a major issue. Like they say money is a major issue. Like Miami, baby.
Yeah.
I don't understand how.
Fabiani.
I don't understand how everybody else does it. I really don't. Like, there are people that on Twitch that'll watch like literally fully streaming a TV show or something and reacting to it.
Joe Rogan puts clips all the time.
all the fucking time.
all the time, and he's on YouTube, and they literally are clicking on
from YouTube.
Yes,
Like,
he's sharing
showing
directly
the
from
video.
YouTube. He's not
Yeah.
even hiding it. It's not even like, oh, I downloaded it and I changed the code somewhere. It's like he's literally on YouTube. I don't understand. Whatever. Man.
I don't understand the rules, but what a weird way to go down kicking and screaming for this for a fucking Beavis and Butthead sketch.
Oh, that's worth sharing.
It is.
Sharing. It
I
was
put
so
that.
good.
I put that in my
so
dispute.
good.
I put that in my dispute. I was like, guys, we're literally showing it to get as a reactionary video, talking about how great NBC and SNL is.
Yeah,
Exactly.
There's really like that's
we're just furthering the message. They
Yeah,
don't really they don't
yeah.
really need it, but still.
Yeah. We're extending
Crazy to me.
your reach of 20 million people by our 27. Like that's come on, our 27 people need to know. What do
Our
you think?
dozen of listeners need to know what's happening in the world. With we got our fingers on the pulse for so many tens of people.
Tons of people.
Just- at least a solid 5 at this time slot. Just
And it's crazy. I maybe we have to stop posting to Facebook, or we'll do live on Facebook and take it down after. I don't know, but whatever it is, it's
Well, they give me the option. They said, do you want to mute the section that's talked about? They give me the option. They said, do you want to take the whole thing down, or do you want to just mute that section? And I'm just like, whatever, dude. I just, I don't even care anymore. I don't like it's so
out of your sales. You're like, I don't.
eh.
it's like what battle are we fighting? Like,
Yeah.
how
We're not
where do we
monetizing.
choose?
We don't even monetize. Like we don't have enough views for monetizing to kick in. So like, really, what am I arguing for here?
Yeah,
I'm like,
we're
all right. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Why?
You know.
Okay, so there's a couple things we wanted to talk about today. Some of which might require us to watch the videos, and I am not going to be afraid. I refuse to live in fear.
To live here.
If I had
I'll be brave.
operatic music orchestral swells behind me right now, I would, because we will not go into the good night. We will fight and live on.
Burn the boats. Burn the boats.
Burn the boats. We're going down.
Huzzah!
Huzzah. Huzzah indeed. But we wanted to talk about some things. First of all, we want to talk about you posed this question, Neri. What was the question exactly?
So I heard this on another podcast, and I forget which podcast it is, so I apologize. I am not trying to steal content or material, but I thought it was a good question because we talk about this all the time. Disclaimer. Artistic integrity disclaimer. So the question was, what's the worst movie you've watched multiple times and you don't know why? Meaning that you acknowledge it's not good, you just for whatever reason, you just keep on watching. You've watched more than once. You've watched multiple times.
Yes.
Like, so bad it's good, or you just know it's just straight up bad?
No, you know it's bad. You know it's bad, but for some reason you just keep on watching it. And I mean, I thought about this a bit. And all the bad movies that I like, I'm one of those. You guys know me. I'm one of those like I'll die on this hill for this movie.
Yeah. But believe us, we know where you live in that world.
So I don't know how to answer this question aside from
the bad movie I introduce everyone to the moment I find out they haven't seen it is The Room. Like everyone I know has to watch The Room.
Yeah.
Like I have to keep spreading the message of The Room. It's so bad.
Is that because I like the idea. We used to have the remote droppers, right? That was our movie that like would come on TV when you're flipping through channels back in the cable days, and you would just be like, well, I guess this is what I'm watching right now, and there wasn't always true. Like I've seen certain movies many times, not from the beginning, but just because they happen to be on. But are you talking about movies that we go back to, or movies that
you've watched multiple times? That you've watched multiple times. Like look, I could give you an example of the movie Home Fries with Drew Barrymore. That movie is hot garbage and shit. I remember watching that movie and going like, I on my deathbed will curse Drew Barrymore and
is it that bad?
It's so bad. And
What's
Luke
the
Wilson,
guy's name?
Luke Wilson.
Luke Wilson.
I will
Yeah.
on my deathbed. I will say you owe me 2 hours. I could have lived 2 more hours, but because of you.
Yeah.
Like it's so.
But
it's,
multiple
you know
2
what I mean?
hours at this point, though.
No. This is my point to bring up this movie. That's a bad movie that I've never watched again, and I refuse to ever watch again.
Okay.
Gotcha.
But there are movies that we have all seen that we acknowledge. Look, this is not good, but this is my 3rd time seeing it. And again, it doesn't have to be 3rd time in a row. It doesn't have to be a 3rd time this year. But you just go like, yeah, I'm gonna watch this movie again, and I don't know.
And we have to know that it's bad. Like we have to objectively, we think it's bad, but we love it, and we've seen it many times.
I guess. So the one that I go to that I
Camp.
think a lot of the movie that I go to that a lot of people I go to.
Are you calling a
is,
movie? Are you saying camp like in the
No,
like,
the movie
style
is
sense?
camp.
Oh,
No,
What's
the
camp?
Yeah, you wouldn't know it, right?
I don't know what
It's
camp.
an indie movie that came out in 2003 or 2004. And anytime I find this shit again online or it just comes across, I have to stop and watch it, even though it's objectively not a good movie. Like it's not. It's just about a bunch of theater kids during the summer at theater camp. And it's like one of those it's supposed to be slice of life, but it's like theater kids. So it's a slice of theater kids' life. It's everything is ultra dramatic. It's just not well acted. The audio is not good. The storyline is all over the place, but the musical numbers are so good. And these kids are so fucking talented that I can't help but sit there and be like, this is so fucking bad. Oh, but Anna Kendrick's in it.
Okay, so
Anna Kendrick is in it.
Are we tempting the fates here right now?
Yes, watch 100% watch
Should
the
we
trailer.
tempt the fates here right now? Okay, here we go.
Just interrupt the trailer every so often with a random sound and maybe throw off the algorithm. Yeah. So this is that shit.
Words too.
Oh, that's actual music now. So no.
Oh, it's a musical.
You're proud, dude. You don't get that. Of course you don't get that. If you've ever felt alone.
Oh wow.
Go to Weight Watchers camp this summer.
It's the first time I ever saw Anna Kendrick.
Is this supposed to be like?
If you've ever felt.
Is this the prequel to
Kids? I was gonna say this looks like kids before they get drugs.
I was gonna say this is before she goes
From
to
that era.
college. She's before she goes to college and wins a contest to harmonize with other women.
Right? Yeah. This is the Pitch Perfect prequel.
Yeah, that's what I
Well,
thought.
it's the reason why when people are like, "Oh my god, did you see Anna Kendrick in Pitch Perfect?" I was like, "Yeah, that tracks. She's Anna Kendrick." Like this is my perception of her. Is her being in this musical movie from back in the day when I was like, mind you, I was just graduated high school when I was a theater kid my damn self. So for me, I had to watch this movie, right?
Was it
Is
a
this-
field
is
trip or
this the
something? Was it a field trip or something? Where you say you have to?
No, like you have to watch any lick of representation you can finally find in the world. So like anything that had like some sort of theater kid experience in it, I was watching. And also like I was dating a guy who was in musical theater at the time. So like literally all his friends, like this was that world still.
I struggle to. So this looks not great. I'm not gonna lie.
It's
It does
not.
not look great. I
It's
struggle
not.
because I'm not necessarily like I was not a theater kid, a musical theater kid at all. So I struggle to.
You can take
Did
it off
you-
in case they
So-
mute us by now.
But like
Yeah,
this is
right,
the
yeah.
thing, right? So like the reason I'm using this as my example for Neri is so suppose like the room I will enjoy watching to people multiple times because the whole point is reveling in how bad it is and having fun with that. Camp I will watch again and again. I will not show it to other people.
Oh,
I'm not
you
going out of
feel
my way to
shame
show it.
is what it is. You
Yes,
feel bad.
It's an actual guilty pleasure in the sense
Okay.
of like I'll sit there and I'll watch it and the entire time I'm like, this is so bad, but I'm watching it and I can't help but I have to watch it if it's on and if I find
That's
it.
a-
Like,
I mean, look,
I will lose it and then I watch. I literally look for it.
So you've nailed the answer to this question because I'm struggling to think of something because I like the things.
Well, here's the thing. I know so I've never seen this movie, but I'm gonna give this as an example because people have given this example to me throughout the years, and it's Showgirls. That people for some reason love that movie. I've never seen it, which is still, I got to be honest with you, a source of pride for me. I've never seen Showgirls. but everybody that's seen it says it's awful. I've seen it 15 times, and I'm like, how? What? Like, I don't understand how that's
But
a
there's
thing.
movies that are like Showgirls, Burlesque, Honey. Like, there's a lot of movies.
Oh, Honey, you remember that
of
one?
that period.
I'm starting to notice a trend here.
No, Steph, come on.
Anything with music and dancing, Steph was like, I'm in. Just give it to me.
I'm in. It's bad, okay, but are the numbers fun? Yes.
Let me
Is
guess.
it shocking that I myself now as an adult, I'm restarting again. I'm going my first classes again of burlesque next week.
Oh, sexy.
Yeah.
Are you now? Is
Ownership.
Oh yeah. Now, God, I just lost my train of thought. Oh, let me guess. You were a Step Up to the Streets fan.
Ooh,
100%.
of course,
right?
Of course.
I feel like that tracks.
However, I cannot go back to the one with oh fuck, I love her. The girl from 10 Things I Hate About You.
Julia Stiles,
the one she did.
Oh yeah, Save the Last Dance.
Save the Last Dance. That one I can't go back to.
Where she steals somebody else's culture outright. She just
the dance number I remember forever. Just the little hop.
Yeah.
Did you see when she went on SNL? Speaking of getting fucked over by copyright, she came out and did the dance.
Amazing.
So good. So good.
Actors like
trying to think of something
what
else.
What a
here.
mess.
So here's a movie that I've seen multiple times. I don't necessarily love it, but I've watched multiple times.
Okay.
And that is not a good movie. Is Roadhouse. We talked about this a few weeks ago.
The original Roadhouse.
The original Roadhouse. I don't think it's a good movie. I get crucified for that because a lot of people are like, that is like, you can't say that about that movie apparently because people get mad at you about that. But I don't think that's a good movie.
Right.
But I've seen it multiple times. The other one I would say is the one with Johnny Utah. What's the name of the movie?
Point Break.
Point Break. I don't think it's a good movie, but I've watched it multiple times. Again, neither one of these movies I have watched in the last 10 years. So I don't know if
now I'm seeing your connecting pattern now too, which is like
explosions and guns.
That's what I'm saying.
Get
For
it.
me, it's music. For you, it's action, but it's action of a certain time period with a certain like group of actors who like you already love them from other things, so you still enjoy them, but you may not enjoy that movie.
Let me ask the question.
The only problem is that those two movies are not from the same time frame, so that's the only thing.
They kind of are.
The
Roadhouse and Point Break, the Swayze-a-thon.
All right. I mean, it's just Swayze.
I mean, all right.
I got it. I know. I found it.
Man.
I found it.
What?
I found it. You're gonna fucking. This is crazy.
What?
Jack and Jill.
Oh my god!
Jack and Jill is legitimately a funny movie. It is a funny movie.
No.
It is. Okay, you haven't seen it, and I know you haven't seen it because you're saying no. That's how I know you haven't seen it. I don't even have to ask you. Have you seen it?
I saw the trailer, and I was like,
no. That's it. I know you haven't seen the movie because you're saying no. Because if you watch the movie, you go all in on the ridiculousness. And Al Pacino playing Al Pacino is the funniest fucking. It's so good.
Well, it's always funny when celebrities play themselves. It's always funny. Like,
it's so funny, and it's Al Pacino, dude. It's so crazy.
This is from the trailer. So you're saying this might be a fan four stick situation,
brother? I'm just saying it's a bad movie that I've watched multiple times, and I laugh when I watch it.
Up at 4 a.m.
She comes once a
and the
year
introduction,
on Sunday.
Katie Holmes. Wow, I forgot. Isn't she lovely, Katie Holmes?
There's no escape when it's your sister.
How we doing?
Your twin sister.
Are you going bald?
Huh?
No. You're getting fatter, and your hair doesn't realize it needs to cover more face. Okay.
Okay. I want to say.
I'm telling you, it's a ridiculous movie. I'm not here to argue the ridiculousness or the lack of it. It's ridiculous.
But I will admit, that was a funny line.
That was pretty good.
Al Pacino was in the movie. Al Pacino falls for the sister,
Adam
right?
Sandler.
Like he's like Adam Sandler, the sister. I'm just gonna say the sister. He falls for the sister, and then the sister wants Jill, and Jill wants nothing to do with Al Pacino, but Adam Sandler, Jack, is trying to get Al Pacino for a commercial. He's a marketing guy, so he's trying to get Al Pacino to sign on to his agency.
Okay.
And Al Pacino was like, "You got to hook me up with your sister. She is like amazing." And so while Al Pacino is on stage performing Shakespeare, he takes a phone call from Jack pretending to be Jill, and he's talking, and then people are like, what the hell, man? What's going on? Like, people in the audience are mad at him, and then he turns around and gives a huge performance from The Godfather, like the speech of The Godfather. Don't ever tell me what. And then people in the audience, guys in the audience are like, oh my God. It's funny because the guys that got roped into watching Shakespeare and are only there because their wife is wanting to watch Shakespeare are now watching Al Pacino do Godfather. And he's like, oh my God, it's The Godfather. It's so fucking funny. It's so fucking funny. And I'm just like, oh my God, am I laughing at this? This is awful. I can't believe I'm laughing at this. And I watched this movie like 2 years ago with my daughter, with Sophie, and she was like, is that a guy? I'm like, okay, so here's the thing.
So time period wise, cross-dressing, haha, we laughed.
Well, here's the thing. Yeah, okay, in the movie that's not a guy. In the movie that's a woman. It's not
a trans commentary.
No,
it's just him
not a trans commentary.
It's just him.
Straight up, that is just like, we're not pretending he looks like anything else. That is literally just how she looks.
So then, but explaining this to an 8-year-old at the time, I'm like, no, that's a no. In the movie, that's a girl, but Papi, that's a guy. And I'm like, okay, you're not wrong, but I'm trying to explain to you that the character in the movie is, and then I've at that point I already had
to explain these concepts to children. Fucking blows my mind sometimes.
And I have to the way I explain it to her, I'm like, you know that when you're in a movie, you're playing a character. That's the actor is playing a character. She's like, yes. And I'm like, okay, well, the actor's a man, but the character's a woman. And then he's like, right, but that's a man, right? I'm like,
we're like, okay, but Sophie, if you're playing Princess and Dragons, you're not actually a dragon,
right? Like, try to explain. So she got it, but she was just making sure that she wasn't going crazy. She was like, no, but okay, like, that's fine. But
like, I've been lied to before. I've been fooled.
Yeah.
You fooled me by lying to me before. As a father, you've lied to your daughter many times. It's like,
I don't think I have, to be honest with you. I look back, I don't think I have.
No, there are many things that as parents we automatically have to lie about.
No, I don't think I have,
sir.
I don't want.
There's a big red man. There's a guy who wears a red suit, and he brings.
Ask me if he's real. Go ahead. This is my father response. Ask me if he's real.
Oh shit! Is Santa real?
Do you believe he's real? What do you think?
That's still a lie mission, bitch.
That's not a lie, baby. That's not a lie, baby. I get off. I get off.
Do you want to know what? Even as a kid, I would have been like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Answer the
I would have been like,
as an 8-year-old, you don't know that. As an 8-year-old, you answer the question. As an 8-year-old, you're like, I think it's real.
I think the
first lets you off too easy, because I would have been like,
first of all, it's been multiple children. It's been multiple children, so it can't be one. It's not a one-off. It's not a one-off, baby.
I would have been like, wait, so my belief makes it real? Do I believe he's real?
I said, I said, I would like to think he's real. I think that's cool. These are things. These are things that are said. These are not lies. These are not lies.
These are not lies. I understand where you're coming from.
It is pretty clever. It is pretty clever. I haven't had to answer the question yet.
I will be honest with you. I completely stole that from my wife, Vanessa. My wife was like, well, what do you think? Do you think it's real? Do you believe it's real? And then one time when she was like 10, my Sophie was like, I don't believe he's real. And then Vanessa was like, oh, that's sad, because it would be nice if you did believe. That's all she said. Oh, that's sad. And then she was like, and she kept on for like another year or so. So yeah.
So she's slowly doing it on her own.
I do.
Oh, she realized it now. She learned now. But again, once you get to middle school, I mean, kids are fucking cruel, man. Kids are cruel, man.
Kids late, right, to be believing in that sort of thing.
But again, I think
she was already not. Like, she was already kind of not. She just did it on her own.
I'll tell you what my brother did. Okay, when I was a kid.
Again, it's different when you're older, when you're younger, because when you're the younger brother, as I am as well, you have older siblings screw it up for you. So much so, in my first year in kindergarten, we were coloring worksheets of Santa Claus, and I said, I don't even know why we're coloring this. It's not even like he's real. It's not even like Santa Claus exists. And then like the 5 children around me all stopped coloring and they ran to the teacher. And I remember this like it was yesterday. And I was like, and then she pulled me aside. I was like, what? But he's not. Like, I said that.
Yeah.
So.
Oh no, you were that kid.
But I was that kid because
my brother.
It was a little brother thing.
Here's the thing. My brother didn't do that to me. He didn't ruin it for me. My brother, at one point, I was in that suspicious stage. Man, I was probably like kindergarten, first grade. I don't remember how old I was, but I was like,
That sounds about right. That checks for you. That checks for you. You have a tinfoil hat on. You have a little tinfoil hat on. Hey man,
I've never seen him. I don't see
hey man, I've never seen him, man. We don't even have chimneys in Miami, man.
That chimney thing is what got me, man.
How's it not breaking and entering? How is this not illegal?
Yeah, he's a criminal. He sees me. Where's the camera, Mom? This is pre-smartphone spy cam days. They were fucking camcorders. Where is he gonna see me? No. What ended up happening?
Oh my god! Imagine if you grew up with Elf on a Shelf, Mike.
I would wake up in the middle of the night and be like, "Get the fuck out of here with your elf."
His mom wakes up the next morning. He's like, "Did somebody stab the elf?"
Yeah. Where's the elf's legs? And I'm like, "Stop doing this, or I take more of the elf."
Why is your Viva la Revolution written behind the elf?
I think. Well, I'll say this: I am the way I am now because the fact that my upbringing was I was a gullible. I was the kid that was like believed everything. But at that time, I was suspicious, and I was like, "Mom, no, it's not real." Blah, blah. And my brother was like, and I'm like, "Tony, tell her." And my brother was like, "I don't know, man. What are you talking about?" And he pulled me aside when we were just the two of us. He's like, "Hey, you know you can ask Santa for bigger things than you could ask Mom for, right?" And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, like just play along." And years later, my mom loves Santa Claus. Like she had an adult ruin Santa for her. So my mom's really like I still believe in Santa Claus, and she loves the whole tradition and all that stuff. So I get it. Like I know it's like it's not for me to believe in Santa Claus because my mom was like into it. But my brother was the one who was like, he's in it for the cash. He's in it for the high quality items. He's like, Santa.
I did that with my brother too.
Good stuff. Yeah.
I like when my brother started being not just like super suspicious and came to me and is like, Santa's not real, right? I'm like, you don't know that. And you stay not knowing that because then you can keep writing letters.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and he's like, oh, I don't know anything. I'm like, you're right.
Yeah, you can't ask Mom for a horse, but you can ask Santa for whatever the fuck you want. I'm struggling to think of a movie that fits the question because I love these movies and I think they're great. And I see the goodness in them, but people have told me. So one of my favorite movies of all time, I've probably seen it more than any other movie, is Hackers. 1995, Angelina Jolie.
Such a bad movie.
I mean, I think that counts. I think it counts.
I think that's a legitimate.
Does it count? I love that movie.
That movie is so bad, dude. That movie was great in 1995, and in 1996, it was like, oof, this has got dated very quickly.
But the laptop has a 28.8 BPS modem. Like, come on.
Jesus, yeah, it's brutal, dude. We rewatched that movie like 5 years ago. I think it was during the pandemic or right before the pandemic, and I was like, oof.
I love that.
This is a tough watch. It's a tough watch.
Unequivocally, unabashedly love that movie. I wish I was Zero Cool, or I wish I was Lord Nikon because he had the photographic memory and he could just like remember everything. I love that movie. That movie is one of my favorites. I've seen it a million times.
I think that counts in your category, dude.
You know what movie I'm afraid to watch that was not a bad movie at the time, but it had to do a lot with technology and surveillance. So I don't know if it's going to hold up. And I'm afraid to rewatch it because I liked it when I was a kid and I saw it multiple times. Was a Robert Redford movie called Sneakers.
Oh, I love that movie.
Love that movie. But I'm afraid to watch it again as an adult because technology, again, the whole movie was based upon. It was like it literally introduced me to internet dating. Like, oh, you could put your profile on a computer, and then somebody, and then that was one of the tells that the bad guy was like, wait a minute, a computer set you two up? Nah,
yeah,
a computer would never mess up that badly. And I was like, what? So like that was one of the things. And so nowadays, I'm just afraid to rewatch that. I haven't rewatched it since the year after it came out, so I'm afraid to. Rewatch it.
That movie holds up, and and as someone who like knows technology,
but you like hackers, so
yeah, that makes my opinion ironclad. No, my opinion is now fact because of my love for hackers. I am right, and I will be vindicated at some point in my life where someone's going to come back and
I'll hold on to my like cheesy musical movie.
I think that you were vindicated.
It's joy for you. It's bad technology phrases and typing. For me, it's musical theater. For Neri, it's muscles. It's
I don't
No,
know
'cause
if it's
when Neri's
muscles. I don't know if it's muscles. I think it's more of explosions.
Yeah,
Maybe more
because Neri did not
Big men
mention
go
the
boom.
Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, which I think is bullshit. Neri did not mention the Jean-Claude Van
Because
Damme
those are not-
Crapathons.
Those hold
No,
up.
but we're not. But we're not.
Those
But we're
hold
not
up.
saying. Wait. We said movies
What?
that are bad.
We're gonna talk shit about
we said-
hackers.
Well, we're
We
saying
gotta
movies
talk
that are
some shit.
bad. We're saying movies that are
These-
bad.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I said that
That's right.
jokingly. I cannot defend a lot of Jean-Claude's like earlier work. However, I will
No,
go
it's
down
the other way
saying
around.
earlier work
It's
is
the
the good
it's the other way around. It's the earlier work is the good work. It's the ones where he was no longer in the movie theaters and he was making straight to video shit. That's
okay,
like,
that's what I'm talking about because I was gonna say that work I can't defend because I
Universal
can defend
Soldier 4?
JCVD. Like JCVD, I can defend. Like when he
that's
came back, like,
Oscar-
that one I will
that was
always
good.
defend.
he got robbed. for an Oscar.
Genuinely amazing movie. I will say so. The only other one I had on my list and that I was thinking until because I have torn, but it's also these movies are of a certain era. Was Gleaming the Cube? Does anybody know Gleaming the Cube?
I know. Yeah.
I only remember it as a reference now because they've referred it to a few times on a D&D show that I watch.
Oh man, Gleaming the
only
Cube is Christian Slater, and then all of the Bones Brigade skateboarders are in it, and it was like a movie my brother.
Did you
and I
remember
were
the
obsessed
actual movie The Cube? Does anyone remember that movie?
Oh yeah, they're all trapped in the puzzle
movie was
room.
fucked.
Yeah, that movie
movie
is
was
messed up.
fucked.
That movie is a practice in how cheaply you can make a movie because it's the same set. They just like come in it from different like sides
different
of
angles, different lighting, and the entire time you're like, "Who's gonna die now? Fuck,
Yeah,
how are they gonna do it?"
Yeah,
I never even heard of this movie.
Oh my god, it was like
Cube.
it was pre-Saw.
It was
like
when I worked at Blockbuster. That was one of the like horror movies. That was like there was the Cube, Cube 2, Cube 3. You know, it was just like they made a bunch of shitty sequels because they cost like pennies to make.
Did the fourth movie, was it called the Cube? The fourth side of the cube?
Yeah, it should have been.
It should have been. I mean, that's
It
right
should
there
have been.
for you. It's right there for you, bro. What are you doing? Come on.
The Cube 3 was where it was like cubed, where it was the
So Cube squared, was that
Cube squared?
Of course.
Guys, these puns write themselves. I actually have sneakers. I'm gonna watch it. We're just adding stuff to my watch list at this point because this shit's so fun.
Hey,
I don't want
when you watch, if the movie
don't
sucks,
have to watch Camp.
if the movie sucks, I don't want your wife to be like, "Did they ever make you watch good movies?" I don't want that shit because don't put that on me, Ricky Bobby. Don't put that on me.
that evil on me. I don't know, man. I will say
In the podcast, the answer that was given was the movie The Core.
The Core,
where the whole point of the movie was that the core of the Earth stopped spinning, so they had to drill into the core and make it spin again.
Oh, bullshit.
And it had like legitimate actors in it, like it had a real cast, and they're like this movie. And so,
that was from that time period of like everyone was going to space, and the core went nah.
Yeah, asteroids, no, in. We're going in. Oh man, I don't know. I genuinely I struggle with what is it? The like judging on quality of a movie versus how much you enjoy it. Because to me, Hackers is just a good movie. Gleaming the Cube is just a good movie. It's just a movie I enjoy.
Here's my question to you: is Hackers a good movie because it's a nostalgia thing because you like it from when you were a kid and that's the way you like the movie? And again, these are not wrong answers. I'm asking you if that's a good, or do you really believe that it's a good movie? Because I legitimately believe that Bloodsport is a good movie. I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be funny. I legitimately believe that I legitimately believe that Bloodsport is a good movie, but I can also acknowledge that I'm sure that my childhood has some. But there are other movies that I saw around that time frame that I'm like, I can't watch that. That movie.
You should have been watching Bloodsport at that time, bro.
But I'll tell you,
I was 12 years old. I think that was the perfect time for me to watch Bloodsport. Like that's the perfect age to watch.
Sorry, I forget.
Yeah, I'm older than you. Not by a lot. Not by a lot, but still.
Easy, buddy. Easy. But I struggle with that because Bloodsport is objectively a good movie. I think here's the thing. Not too long ago, before COVID, on the Unsung Hero show I was doing at the Creek, we did like a watch along of Hackers, and it was fun as hell to watch with a lot of people. It got big laughs when there were supposed to be laughs. People were engaged in the story. People had opinions. People had comments, and it was like engaging and fun, and like people enjoyed themselves. It has like I think it also kind of captures the time of it of like a little time capsule of this weird like perceived culture, because it's so cartoonish. But isn't that what Bloodsport is? Bloodsport's all based on some bullshit guy making up stories about fighting in kumites. Like,
no, those were real stories. What happened? I know,
is telling the truth.
I swear to God, when we did
And
the
Santa
movie,
Claus is real. Cool.
when we watched the movie, when we watched the movie, oh man, I hope Mike's mom is in the comments right now, because she's gonna roast you right now for coming at Santa. She's gonna fucking roast you.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying, Nary, do you believe in Bloodsport? Do you believe Bloodsport?
Well,
it's real if you believe.
That's what I was getting to. We did Bloodsport. We reviewed Bloodsport on Movie Bros last year. Okay, 2023. And it wasn't until Mike presented the evidence in such a way that it's like clearly this guy Frank Dukes was fucking lying, that I was like, oh my God, Frank Dukes was lying. I was easily. This was after I was 41, 42 years old, and I was like,
oh my God, bud.
I think Frank Dukes is lying, and all because the way Mike presented it. Because had he said, yeah, it was based on a true story, I'm like, okay, we're moving on. And I just, because the movie said based on a true story, I go, that's it. It's based on a true story, and I moved along. And it wasn't until Mike fucking said during that episode.
Mid episode, all of a sudden your whole world
he's literally like, Mike literally goes, okay, so this is a quotes, and then he quoted Frank Dukes, and he goes, in order to fight that much, he would have to have 3 fights a day for the next. And I was just like, oh no, that's not
my truth. My world is crumbling around me.
That's not probable. What is happening? Yeah,
they can just say that in movies. Yeah. They can just say that it's based on a true story.
Man, that's a thing that my wife loves based on a true story movies. And it's kind of like it's kind of like her Santa Claus, where I was like, well, they can say that. They don't. It's not like legal. It's not like it's not like they're in the court,
not like
of
something
law.
You can sue them on.
Like real events may have inspired the screenwriters to write this story.
Like, well, here's where I'm confused, because there are times where movies say inspired by true events. Or inspired, right? They use the word inspired. There are movies that claim that
based on a true story. I think it's based on a true story if they use a source that's involved in the story, and it's inspired by true events if they have no connection to it.
No, because Texas Chainsaw Massacre opens up with based on a true story, and then they follow that up with writers written by, and you're like, wait, what? How is this written by if it's based on a true story?
It's not a documentary.
That's a separate thing. Yeah, no, they're not just everything's written, but it's also like based on a true story. Yeah, or inspired by real events. Everything is inspired by real events because we live real lives, and it's you know what? I wish I could fly and be super strong. Guess what? Superman is inspired by true events.
I would love it if somebody went to court for a movie like inspired by true events, and the defense was, well, they had cars in the movie. So cars are real, and those are true events. So
no, I like Mike's reasoning of like, I wish it was true, therefore
it was inspired by
my experience.
Like some guy, he's like he writes a story about Captain America, Super Soldier Serum, and then they're like, oh, what really? It's like, wow, what a brilliant story. What inspired you to create it? He's like, well, I do steroids, and I thought, what if they could be better?
I'm a baseball fan.
I want them to be so good.
I'm a baseball fan, and I like Barry Bonds. And then I thought to myself, what if instead of baseballs, he was hitting Nazis? And so I went that way.
Exactly. Yeah. So, steroids, swing, taking the swing at Nazis. I don't know what. I don't know if there like I, Tonya. Did you see I, Tonya?
Yes.
That to me felt very real.
Yeah.
Like very.
Well, the way they did it was very, very. It was a very smart move. What they did is that they did the movie based upon the transcripts, the court transcripts.
Yeah. And the testimony, depositions and shit.
The depositions. So basically, if the movie had some inconsistencies or if the story was false, it's like, well, that's what they said in the court documents. So we're only doing the movie based upon the court documents, and they leave it up to us to figure out like who's bullshitting, like who's wrong. Did Tanya actually?
It's a clever way.
It's a very clever. I was like, I'm like, wow, this is
super smart.
Nice.
Very smart. I like. That's a good way of doing it.
Yet again, do you believe? Just
do you believe? Do you
Right?
believe in Santa Claus?
What do
I
you
would-
think,
What do
child?
you? Yeah.
What do you?
It's still real to me, damn it.
It's
there you
still
go.
there you go. And I'm sure there are plenty of people who are wrestling fans who are like,
He gets it. He gets it.
I'm just gonna use it for everything now.
He gets it.
yeah, it's still real to me. We can talk about whatever we want. The only other thing that I thought of that was like on the forefront of my mind was, did you all see Alec Baldwin getting harassed and then like smacking
Yes.
a thing, and then everybody got mad?
I didn't see him
No,
smacking
go
anybody.
back.
I didn't see him smacking. Go ahead, tell the story. You want to show
roll
the video?
back, roll back. I have no idea what's going on.
Hold on. Here, hold on.
It was very cringy. I stopped watching the video about 10 seconds in because I was just like, I feel bad for everybody in this situation. It's really fucked up.
Ooh,
yeah, it's pretty stupid.
It's pretty cringy, man.
It's super cringy because the person. Now I want to say, I disagree. Like the reason I want to talk about it is because like at what point are we filming for content?
Oh, it's clear
back.
as day. It's
Where
clear.
was
Watch
this?
the
What
video.
was
Watch
going
the video.
on?
It was
What
at a coffee shop. Yeah, right there.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me see here. This is
no.
poor Alec Baldwin. So just to set the story, Alec Baldwin, we remember that he accidentally, or there was an accident on set where he shot a person. The gun was supposed to be full of blanks, and the armorer was kind of like a fuck up and whatever.
But she got jail time for.
She got jail time. He did not get any
Can you
jail.
please say Free Palestine one time? Why did you kill that lady?
Okay. Just straight up, why did you kill that lady? Like, you should be like, he genuinely is being filmed in hopes that he would do something, right? Like, that's clear. What's
100%.
Well, that's why I got through like I think it was one more question after this that I was like, I can't watch this. I was like,
I bailed here.
I can't.
I had to,
I bailed. I think it was one more question that I was like, I fucking bailed. So I don't know.
I had to like small dose it.
Yeah.
You killed that lady and got no jail time?
That's it. I was out.
No jail time, Alec?
I hate that. Oh, okay. This is, I guess, a news,
right.
a news thing we'll do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does this have to do? What does it have to do with the protest, though? Like,
Free Palestine. Like, I don't understand.
Because
why
she
any of
wanted
this is-
content. She wanted something. She wanted something to be like, hey, I got Alec Baldwin to say.
Yeah, but
Palestine.
these two thoughts aren't like when they're like, oh, protesters.
No, the thought was, I want a clip to go viral.
I want to say Free Palestine.
I want a clip to go viral. So if you get Alec Baldwin or you get a famous celebrity to say Free Palestine or Free Jerusalem, whichever one, it's going to go viral because the other side is going to get it's very inflammatory, right? One way or the other, right? It's a very divisive thing. So when she couldn't get him to say that, she immediately went to like, why did you kill that lady? It's like, Jesus Christ, dude.
You wanted his help and now you're attacking. Okay.
I bailed, man. I bailed. I was like, I couldn't watch. I don't know how much further that video, but
I think they're gonna show a little more of it. But basically, like, hold on, let me see if I can confrontation. So basically, they're saying that he was visibly agitated. Like, why? How could you not be?
How could you not be?
How could you not be like straight up? I would be fucking pissed, man. Like I'm shocked.
The dude is just trying to get coffee. He's literally at a coffee shop just trying to get fucking coffee. He's looking for Splenda. He's looking for Splenda. Like, do you have the Splenda here? Do you have, or you just have Equal?
I'm not a massive Alec Baldwin fan. Like,
I am not either. I'm not defending Alec Baldwin.
But like, it's such a weird way to approach someone. Like,
hold on. Let me see.
You're putting innocent people in jail, Alec Baldwin. Free Palestine, Alec, just one time.
You just asked him why he did let somebody die and then just say Free Palestine. Like, so let's see.
Where is the thought process here?
I swear. Just say Free Palestine one time. One time. One time. One time, Alec. You know he's a criminal. Come on, Alec. Just say Free Palestine.
I can't. Oh God, I can't.
I would have just
deal
walked
with it.
away at that point. I don't know why he's still there.
I'm trying to see if
Cut the coffee.
Yeah. So let's see. Oh, dramatic.
Super dramatic music.
Yeah,
Super
I get to rest.
That sounds like a Bloodsport song. That sounds like a song that would be on Bloodsport.
Totally Bloodsport. Alec Baldwin gets harassed in public and punches the camera. Seems like the person filming had it coming. Every comment I've seen has been kind of like that. Like,
I don't trust any comment on Twitter anymore that has a blue check, mind you.
No. I'm not supporting anyone who's a piece of shit But if you are like Matt Walsh can die in a fire. I do not care. Matt Walsh is a fucking asshole piece of shit. But he's right. I hate that they've given fuel to these people who are fucking pieces of shit to then say something and be like, well, you know,
I'm not anti Alec. Why are we anti Alec Baldwin? I mean, I'm not saying we're for killing a person, but it was clearly a mistake. It was an accident.
No, not for the scenario. I'm not.
He's had other behavior. He's had other issues. He's had other stuff. And again, he's kind of a like, you know, he's fine. He's just a guy who had this accident happen to him, but he's spoken out. He's like a rich dude who is like out of touch with like normal people. So he's like, there's certain political
he plays words with friends. I don't understand why. I mean, he's just like celebrities are just like us people.
They're just like us. I don't get like I don't care about it.
Changed a lot ever since I heard the voicemail to his daughter. I was just like, okay,
you know,
whatever. I'm saying that again. It's not about Alec Baldwin. It's not about. It could have literally been anybody. It could have. It could have literally been anybody. And my takeaway from this is, like, if I would have been on the jury that is hearing the case that Alec Baldwin assaulted this person, I would have been like, not guilty. Yeah. I would have been like. In fact, putting charges on that girl for invading this guy's privacy or endangering, like that's also got to be a form of endangerment. Like those YouTubers that are like in
also the
spaces.
Store is kicking her out and she's refusing to leave. That's trespassing already.
Call the cops.
The store was literally kicking her out.
I'm all about protest and organized protest, like organized protest. But calling this girl an anti-Israel protester and like all this stuff when she's literally just harassing someone.
She's just
I'm like, you are connecting these two things. She's trying to get to an end. I don't know why in her head she thought, let me insult this person, bring up something horrible, and then ask them to do something from me. These are not thoughts.
The internet. The internet has broken everybody's fucking brains because, and not even just the internet, but social media, almost like the social capital of being on the internet, because it's not even about social media anymore. It's about the social capital you gain from posting content or whatever. Look, I understand the irony that I am saying this on a podcast that is being streamed, as is being post content. But do you like? There's a certain amount of like, okay, did anybody hear there's like a little meme that was going around, maybe Steph, you heard it, about the bean soup recipe, and someone in the comments. Right, it's just a lovely video about a lady's like, here's a soup that I make with beans. Yes. And like this girl comments, what if I don't like beans? This looks gross. And then everyone's like, well, then don't make the fucking recipe, you idiot. Like, why are you here? Yeah. Why are you voicing your opinion? Why are you commenting? What is it that you're gaining? And I look at like posts on like sites like or feeds that are literally just a bot aggregating memes from other places, like Reddit repost bots, and then people are in the comments having arguments like, "Who is this for? What are you doing?" You know? And I'm like, your brains are all melted into mush. It's
and
like,
people can't tell fake scenes anymore, like skits. It's impossible. Like now you see people their profile is literally just reposting other things without crediting it, right? So just a thing makes it onto their page. Like I saw this one recently. It was supposed to be the scene playing out of like a this older woman finally remembering her daughter. Her daughter's right next to her. This scene was so obviously fucking fake. Like I'm watching this, and the entire time I'm like, okay, are they gonna mention that it's a skit? Like, is everyone in the comments being like, oh my god, I'm crying, oh my god, all I do on this app is cry, blah blah blah, it's so beautiful, this is beautiful. Because I ended up on this like really hopeful side of TikTok, but it's gone to the point where I'm like, well, now we just don't know have any
Steph,
kind of.
Why does it matter if it's fake? Why does it matter if it's fake?
Valid point. I agree with both of you. I agree with both of you.
No, because they're sharing it. Because the wording they're sharing it is like my mom finally like they're trying to get like they specifically posted a skit with the intention of getting these views that get paid to them because they make money off of this.
So what? I don't understand. I get this all the time. I share clips. I share clips with my friends. I DM them, right? Send them messages with clips, and they go, "Oh, that's fake." Who cares? Is it funny? Did you fucking laugh? Then fucking give me a smiley emoji and shut the fuck up. What's wrong? I don't understand the logic behind
because it is disturbing when people can't tell if something's real.
Why? Why do you care if people can't tell? Just let them enjoy
because
Santa Claus.
I'll stop you there. No. I'll stop you right there. Time out.
Wait, if we're not talking about real life shit, obviously political politics, that's not the same, Mike. That's not affecting my daily life.
Spread.
I gotta tell you.
But again, that video spreading of some woman, some actress pretending that she just recognized her daughter for the first time in years, who is that hurting?
So one of the problems is that if you're bad at recognizing it in one place, you're going to be bad at recognizing it in the other.
That's not true.
Yeah. But
that's
it is.
I'm telling you a thing that is 100% true. I will find the study. I will find the study.
I believe Frank Dukes was real. Doesn't mean that I believe Donald Trump was fucking innocent. I could tell the difference. I'm not. You know what I mean? Just because you're fooled in one area doesn't mean you're not the rule.
But you're not the rule.
Oh my god, that's crazy talk. To think that if you get fooled one time, so if you get fooled one time by a telemarketer, that means you're susceptible to get fooled by everybody.
But it wasn't to Christine. Like if it was very clever acting, I'd be like, yeah, sure, for sure, you got fooled.
No. Now you're going by taste because it's clever. It's not clever acting to you, to somebody else that could be an academy. The whole fucking thing of acting is
there's times where things are like very obvious.
But to you they're very obvious. But it doesn't matter. Who cares? Who cares if people are commenting? I'm like, oh my god, that's so sweet. It made me cry. So what? Something scripted made you cry. I cried at a fucking gum commercial that was also scripted and acted and directed. Who cares?
So one of the problems that comes up with that sort of thing is the content farming changes people's perspective on reality. That's like found in like when people have to go to court to be on juries, their perceived ideas based on about the cops and DNA evidence and all that stuff are 100% built up around fake things like CSI stuff they see on YouTube.
I mean, that's real, but that course that one.
But you understand what I'm saying? Like you can't
not
pick and
CSI
choose.
Miami. That's stupid.
Yeah. I think the most recent thing.
Wait, hold on. I had a point.
I was fooled by.
I had a point. Yeah. The point being is that if these things get shared and people are like you're now being trained to not have what's called media literacy, where you're not looking at your stuff, at what you're watching and what you're taking into your brain. It as a generalization. I'm not talking about Neri. You're a unique rainbow snowflake individual person. You stand on your own. I'm talking about generalizing the world.
I like the fact that you're saying this after I say I've relieved the Frank Dukes into last year.
Yeah. Ay, pobrecito, my niñito lindo, que niñito lindo, right?
Oh, honey.
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 Oh, honey. So, oh, baby, no. The idea that as the human brain builds bad habits by accident at like incredible speed, but good habits are a struggle, right? So, like your brain gets in the bad habit of just watching videos passively without thinking about it. Then when one that is actually harmful in some way passes by, you stop thinking about it critically, and now you're repeating something or sharing something. Where in some of these, and before you come in, in some of these like fake message bullshit things, where you're like, oh, it's just farming for content. Who's hurting? Someone will say something, or someone will have like an opinion of something, and then that's not the point of the video, but then it gets spread in the video, and all of that is 1,000% intentional. Like it is 100% part of the plan.
I guess
to get people to stop paying attention and make content.
I guess my whole thing is the same thing I said about when comedians were getting bashed for saying things, right? Or like, oh, you got to be or canceled or whatever the fuck it is. And my whole thing was, this is where this is entertainment. It's not meant. This is not a person who got voted into office. This is not somebody who. So that was my whole thing, right? I say that to say the same thing about what we're talking about now. It's like when I go on Instagram, I don't expect the fucking things that to be like, I don't hold them to the based on true events. It's entertainment. To me, it's all entertainment. And to me, I don't go there looking. I don't go to Instagram looking for my real life how to think about shit. So if I see something that's disturbing, like a police situation, I literally go and then Google and try to research what happened with this. Like what's the real thing that happened? Like what's the because I just got a minute and a half on Instagram. I need to know the full story, what happened.
Yeah, sure.
Was there a trial, whatever, blah, blah. So I'm going, if I'm on Instagram, it's for entertainment, baby, and titties, which is also entertainment, baby. That's all I'm in for. Like, that's where I'm at. So I don't care.
Do you believe those are real?
They're real to me. They're real to me.
They feel real in my mouth. No, I'm kidding. But
okay, so let me put you this way. What's the harm in people posting deep fake porn from innocent people who didn't consent to it? What's the harm?
I asked my lawyer the same question, and he gave me back a full.
But it's fake. It's just for entertainment. It's just titties. What's the harm if it's got J-Lo's face on it? Or what's the harm if it's got?
Were you in on the deposition? Were you in on the deposition with me? Because this seems very accurate to what's happening in my life.
But do you understand the question?
I guess. I mean, if it's with famous people, I guess the harm is that people. They think that these people.
Well, what if it's regular people? What if someone makes porn of me with my face on it, and I get again? Speaking of that, we both have we're submitting for a thing where we had to do a background check recently.
It's not true.
It's so true.
Mike and I are auditioning for a show. But go ahead. I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah, and for that we had to do a background check, and some of the questions were about.
But the background check was an application that we have to submit. It's not like here's my information, you do the background check. It's they ask you a ton of personal questions.
Again, I'm using that to highlight.
I'm giving Stephanie's very confused. I'm just giving her context to what's happening.
Right. So we had to submit this big giant questionnaire, this form where we had to answer for literally my last relationships, and I'm like, I don't want to put
the name of the name of your last relationship, how long it lasted.
And
their phone number and their phone number.
Reality show?
Yeah, at their phone number, and I was just like, this is.
Well, it's also I know why
another one. Another one of the questions is the one I understand is the one I'm about to tell you, because the ex-girlfriend question is like, get the fuck out of here. But the one I'm about to tell you, I completely understand. My wife was like, why the fuck are you asking? Have you ever been an actor? And they put actor in quotes. Have you been an actor in an explicitly sexual movie, which basically is asking you, have you been a porn? Have you been in porn? Have you done porn before?
There was a stripper question.
Yeah, there was a stripper question.
Have you ever appeared in oh god, I want to bring it up, but I don't. But the whole point being is that it's
a reality show, right?
So
it doesn't matter what the show is, Stephanie.
No, it doesn't matter what the show is. Because here's the reason why they do it, and I fully understand why they get really specific, and I fully understand the ex-girlfriend questions, because you got to get a Jonathan Majors or a Chris Brown, you get somebody who has a weird history, and then you give them some sort of screen time or some sort of a platform, and then it comes back and bites them on the ass that you mean the guy that's on the sex offender registry. Oh shit! Well, I guess we gotta.
But that's that was a separate question. That's literally a separate question. Are you a sex registered? Are you registered sex offender? Like that's. Have you ever been? Are you in trial? Have you been in court? Have you been? Have you ever been guilty of something? Like those are all normal questions. The ex-girlfriend question specifically, the names, how long you've dated, and the phone numbers. I was like, this is fucking crazy.
I put my wife, and I was like, all right, if you ask me in person, I don't want to go. And also because it's kind of like a trauma dump a little bit to be like remembering all all this shit to be like.
And how long did you date from what year to what year? You're like,
why did she break up with you?
Yeah,
I had trouble putting my
I'm still trying to figure it out.
When was the last time you cried about this particular person?
It was crazy. So we were both.
How many shields did they sell?
So
that's such an inside baseball thing. Nobody's gonna get that.
Every time.
So the point I'm making about this is, so let's say there's someone made a deep fake porn. They cut my head off, even if it's a picture or something of me with my dick out or whatever, and it's not me, but they made it look like it was me, and it's fake. It's not real. But what's the harm? And it's a joke and blah blah blah. But now, when if that gets in their deep searches of whatever, and someone posted on this thing on revenge porn sites, which do exist, all of this, all to say the more fake things are online, the less valuable it is to be even spending your time there. Like, it's not entertaining to me to be like constantly being like, this is dumb, this is fake, this is fake, this is dumb, this, because I know that it's being done for literally clicks and monetization. That's literally what it's for.
Yeah, but that's what all entertainment is. All entertainment is for monetization.
100%. 100%.
So why are we distinguishing the difference between, because if some people believe that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is real and they start going in the sewers and they get killed by an alligator in the sewers, is that mean stop making movies about Ninja Turtles? That's crazy.
It's because it's being presented disingenuously. It's being presented as real. That's the trick.
Yes.
That's the problem. It's being presented as real.
But we just talked about this. We had a whole section about in this very episode about movies that present themselves as real, as based on a true story, inspired by true events, and that doesn't legally hold them liable, the studios, to say like, oh,
but it does sometimes affect the greater audience and the way they act. Like we just finished talking about a story about how people are acting weird as fuck now, and one of the things I would say is like, these little things that add to the deterioration of being able to comprehend and like parse through what's real and what's not,
media
or
literacy
what's correct and what's not. Media
literacy.
Couldn't remember that phrase, bro. Media literacy.
Yeah, I couldn't remember the phrase that I just learned 30 seconds ago. I couldn't remember what it was.
But the deterioration of that is sometimes disturbing because, fine, this little scene may not feel like it's going to add to anything, but it also could. But it also could add to somebody. But someone who's watching it, who thinks it is real, could maybe, because like the way the scene plays out is that there's these different things that the daughter's doing to try to make the mom remember her. And at the end, she finally does remember her. Right. The girl's so obviously not her daughter. The age ranges are wildly incorrect in casting.
This is Men of Steel and the camera all over again. This is all over again. This is
it's true bonkers.
Though. It's just bonkers.
It's true.
Did you remember that, Mike? Do you remember that? Were you
on
the podcast? Okay.
You said Men of Steel, and I was like, we've shit on a movie enough.
No. When Men of Steel came out, we all loved it. Everybody on the podcast loved it. You weren't on the podcast then, Mike. That's why I said we all. We all loved it. And Stephanie said, I have a problem with the camera that Louis Lane was using in the ice in the Antarctic was not the camera you would use in the cold. It's the wrong length. And when she zoomed in and she saw a moving figure going into an ice cave, she's like, that lens doesn't do that. That was her takeaway from watching a man fly and use fucking lasers out of his eyes.
The flash went off and the camera didn't have flash.
I'll tell you this. This is every moment.
It's an important thing that the flash went off.
It's not an important thing.
I'm not trying to look. I'm not going to try to one up you, Steph. I understand that you feel very emotional.
Oh, I got another one for her. I got another one that she did. during the superhero movie. Go ahead.
I will tell you that I am immediately taken out of things, and Neri, we've talked about this before. My wife knows this, and she tells me to shut the fuck up anytime a medical thing happens, because that's a thing that I know about and what is real and what is not. And anytime a heart monitor does something it's not supposed to, or anytime a medical professional does something that a medical professional wouldn't do, I get like, ugh, didn't nobody notice? And the answer is they don't care. It doesn't matter. It doesn't affect the story.
Nobody cares. Yeah.
Nobody cares.
So here's the thing. I blame you guys for being talented and good at other things. Because when you're not talented and good at anything like me, I don't see anything, baby. Unless I'm watching a movie about stand-up, which guess what? Doesn't happen very often. And when it does, those movies suck, but not because of inaccuracies. They just suck. So it's not because of, like, when you're watching Punchline with Tom Hanks, the fact that they have lockers, in the fact that communities have lockers.
Always bring up the lockers.
Yes, but it doesn't. The movie sucks because of other things, not because of the fucking locker. So I don't have to worry about it. I'm like, all right, fine. The other one that gets Steph pissed is Zack Snyder's Justice League. Wonder Woman goes into the cave to find out the story about Darkseid, and she lands on high heels. And Steph has said, "What the fuck? Those heels? What are those heels made out of Amazonian steel?" Like she said,
they are. Sure, fine.
I need to know.
Of course. Yeah.
I'm just saying the reinforcement in the ankle.
Tell me what the shoes are made of.
I'm just saying, you were saying feeling.
What material is
Why-
this?
Why is it necessary for Wonder Woman to still land in heels? I'm just saying.
Because she was
Why are we still running in heels?
She was being Diana. She wasn't running. She was being Diana Prince, and she got summoned as Diana Prince while she was Diana Prince to go into a cave. She wasn't in
It was
her
regular heels, Mike. It was regular heels.
I mean, again, she's wearing regular heels to go to work. That's what she wears to work, man. What the fuck?
What if she just got really strong calves and she just towed it the whole way down?
No, but she's not saying. But her Stephanie's complaint wasn't that you can't. It would hurt you because she's Wonder Woman. Her complaint was the shoe would have broken.
I would have loved it. Honestly, you understand how much I would have loved, how much I would have loved to show the typical running in heels and her landing thing, but that extra little detail of seeing it go and like seeing the shit crack and her like just keep going.
My favorite clip about
she wasn't running, by the way. She just landed in a cave. That she wasn't running. I just want to go
because that would have been weird. Look, listen,
as a woman,
we're
I
talking
would
about
love that extra detail. Saying that she did something so hard, she landed on something so hard that it literally broke the shit. I would have loved it.
Sure. My favorite response to that sort of thing is Mark Hamill has been on a bunch of different talk shows and he's told the same story where when he's like, there's a point where we're getting out of the trash compactor and my hair's supposed to be wet and why it's not going to make sense because my hair's supposed to be wet. And Harrison Ford was like, hey kid, this ain't that kind of movie.
Yeah. And
that to me is like perfect. Yeah.
Well, that's all I'm saying. If you're watching a movie about a man who flies, about an alien who flies and uses lasers out of his eyes, the lens not having a flash really is the least of it. Like
because I went in with the agreement to hold my disbelief for that.
Yeah. I'm already flexing.
Not for the Canon 872. That's bullshit. All right.
Bullshit.
Important plot. If it wasn't for the fact that they show the whole shit of like the flash going off and that's the thing that happened, like it's just to me.
Where's the flash, Zack Snyder? Where's the flash?
There's so many. Just the script supervisor. I just think about the positions on the set, right? I think about the
script supervisor.
Yes, the script supervisor must have been going crazy that day.
No,
like writing
no way. The script supervisor is like, no way. The script supervisor on a movie about Superman where there's a man in a spaceship in the fucking Arctic.
They have to think about continuity, Nary.
Yeah,
and they line their scripts and write shit.
Yeah,
the props department was probably like, this camera is too heavy to lift this lens. So we're just gonna give you a point and shoot, and it's a movie about Superman.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
But there's literally no lens on the camera. There's no.
I get it.
You
Steph,
see a camera.
When
I can't wait to make this. I can't wait to make this the reel, and I'm gonna put the screenshot of the camera she uses. I can't wait for this. This is gonna be magical.
This is my thing. So literally, goes okay. I just bring it and be serious because it's my fucking job. The same thing about we were talking about earlier about media literacy and knowing what's fake and what's real and what's the harm and all that stuff. Baywatch has ruined end of life care for people because nobody knows what CPR really is or does. Because in Baywatch, a fucking Pamela Anderson comes out and goes bink, 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 and they cough up a little water and oh man, wow, that was rough. Let me go back to playing volleyball or whatever. Like, no. CPR is like for dead people, and we break ribs, and it's fucking violent, and it's bad. But there's a whole generation of people who are now dealing with shit that are. Sorry, I got heavy. Where like they don't have the right reasoning for when their parents are dying, and they're like, "Oh, do everything," and we're all like, "Are you sure?" And they're like, "Yeah," because in Baywatch, Mitch Buchanan saved all of those people, and it's like. Okay, man, what do you want me to tell you?
I'd rather have a broken rib than be dead. So
that's the thing. But we could talk about it more later because there's a million studies that show like once you get to the point of CPR, bad outcomes are way worse, and there's only like an 8% chance of coming back to even the default setting of life. And it's like
Mike's terrible. Mike's For You page is very dark.
Yeah,
my For You page is the opposite of that, and it's literally like stories of like puppies and the feel good hope core stuff that comes up. I see that shit all the time. I don't, that, and again,
it's not real, Mike.
I know I'm in a dark place,
Mike.
Some of it's not real.
Mike, are you not fucking seeing? It's not real. It's not real, Mike.
No, here's what my For You page right lately. This is my current For You page is people doing woodworking things that is very satisfying as they join two pieces of wood together. People who are steam cleaning and pressure cleaning carpets.
That
That
shows up on my
is
feed all the time.
all stuff. And people who have ingrown toenails, getting them cut out. That is you think you don't want to see it, but you do.
No.
You think
As someone
but
who
you
has
do.
suffered for years with ingrown toenails, who used to, because I got that shit taken care of medically. I had to go like the thing.
They do the thing.
That's not something I ever want. I didn't want to watch it on myself.
I think it's because I
Pimple
had it once
popping.
and I know I'm gonna have it in the future, and I just when I see it, I'm just like I remember pain.
Yeah, but that's what my For You page is. It's nothing but soothing, like things that are oddly satisfying, like pimple popping.
ASMR.
And ASMR does not work that way for me
Shows
anymore since I had my hearing issues. But the
Are the hearing issues because of COVID or because you're old?
The hearing issues are for a myriad of heavy metal concerts and doing dumb shit to my ears. That's scuba diving, all kinds of problems. But I will say that as you get frustrated about the stuff that you see on TV or movies or whatever, there has to be a point where you just kind of are like, I get it. You know, it's hyper specific to me that I get upset when like some people do something with a defibrillator and I'm like, get the fuck out of here. But then I have to turn it off immediately. It's not this annoying. It's that only the people who really know would care. Does that make sense? Like only the people who really, and if you and not
like the reason I know I'm with the right person, the reason I know I'm with the right person is because he finds it hilarious when all of a sudden I like have a moment watching a movie and he just sees me go pause and turn to him and he's like, what's happening? What's coming? And he just waits to see for me to just bitch about some shit. Or all of a sudden I'll like rewrite a scene that just happened, be like, you know what should have happened? This fucking shit. And he's like, you're right. That's
my wife and I
a better
both
scene.
do
Let's
it.
keep going.
My wife and I both do that. I do the one thing that I think it's hilarious, but it does get frustrating when my wife will ask me like, who's that in a movie? It's like the first minute of the first scene of the first introduction of the character. And I'm like, who's that? I guess we will learn together. We will learn who this is together. As the movie, I will hope, does not just show this person for doing a thing and then never mentions them again. And then
I have to do that with my son now too.
Who's the guy at the beginning?
I wonder what movie she watched where they did that. Where she was like, listen, I learned my lesson. I've been burnt before. I didn't ask. There was this one movie where they showed a character in the first minute and a half of the movie. They never explained who he was, and I'm just tortured ever since. And I'm like, oh, okay.
It's like, what's going on? And I'm like, what do you think is going to happen? And I'm like, the movie will tell us. Hopefully, if not, it's a bad movie.
I do that. I do that.
Wait, isn't your wife from somewhere else though?
My wife, yeah.
Are we all from somewhere else? Stuff?
No, but I mean, like English
from Africa as a race. That's where we're all from.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Now.
However, you're not wrong. However, I meant English is not her first language. There could also just be a little bit like, I need to know that
English wasn't my first language either. English wasn't my first language either.
Steph, I get it. I get it.
I know it's not my first language. I know, but
stick together. But no, it is not that. It is not that.
Steph is so Australian. Steph is so Australian. She's using white people logic, and you're like, wait, what? That doesn't even make any sense.
I'm going back, and I'm like, no, Derek, you're right. It's not none of our first languages.
I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean? Oh my god, Australia is like okay. So I just
Lo
saw
siento,
this.
pero no.
I saw this. I saw this and it made me laugh. I'm in a couple of different adult fans of Bluey groups on Facebook, and one of the questions
you guys
was,
come for the wedding, I'm literally gonna make a little itinerary that just shows you all the spots to hit that were in Bluey.
I'm Bluey. Do Australians call mosquitoes mozzies? Mozzies.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's 100%. A thing.
They love to they shorten everything.
I was just gonna say
everything.
Yeah, they say brekkie, right? It's breakfast.
A Christmas tree is a Chrissy tree. It's a Chrissy tree.
What does that save you? What is that time? And so the time-saving measure there.
A lot of times it's not even time saving. It's Sue's like Saza. Like there's
what?
It has to. They love a 2-syllable. They love
first
a 2-syllable thing.
First of all, stop saying they and start including yourself because you literally
you use a you
in favorite. You use a you in the word favorite So
My phone does that, first of all.
Dave.
you have the
my phone that
you
does
have
that.
the option of changing that, but you don't because you're one of
I'm
them.
lazy.
You're one of them. You go into the settings and you put English United States, and that's it.
I'm not about to not write it when I'm writing an email through work.
Okay.
Like when
Right.
I'm writing through work.
Oh,
So therefore,
right.
that
You
shit.
have to assimilate. You have to
So
assimilate.
stop saying
Yeah.
they. Stop saying they and say
Still they,
we and say
Still
we because we do that
I'm
shit.
still in the transition.
Okay.
It's been a decade. What are you
You've
talking
had two.
about?
You've had two
Hasn't been a
children.
decade.
You've had two children, and you're about to have a wedding there. Let it go. You're Australian, mate. Like I don't know what to tell you, bro. We
You know
might as
what
well
it is?
call
I
it.
can't
We
pull off
could.
like slang.
We could literally call this show "What's Up, Mate," and it totally be fucking reasonable,
What's up, mate? What are they? What's the greeting?
mate.
No,
Mate,
No,
it is,
trust
but
me.
I
that's
wouldn't.
that's not the greeting. That's who you're.
Are you saying
greeting.
g'day?
Good day.
Good
This
day,
show.
G'day, yeah.
What's up,
But
bro?
I
Is
wouldn't.
literally just Miami.
Good day,
Good day,
mate.
mate.
Good day, mate.
Yeah, it's g'day, mate.
I'm still waiting
If you
for.
guys come
I'm
here,
still,
we should record something here, and then that'll be the special episode. Let's go. G'day,
I'm
mate.
still waiting for Dave, in the
He's
process
not
of
gonna do it.
coitus,
He's not
when
gonna
he
do it.
reaches excitement to say, "Crikey!" And I think I brought it up
He's
to
not
Dave.
gonna say it. It's not
brought
that
it up-
common here.
I brought it up to Dave, and Dave laughed and says, "Oh my god, I got to do that." And if it wasn't for Steph Mayer Sr. being such a party pooper, she said, "Don't you ever do that," because Dave was fucking down. Dave was like, "Hell yeah, that's awesome." How is that not fun? How is it not fun? I do when I get there, I go, "I like la puta." I like fucking. I say that shit, man. I say that shit.
It's not much of a talker.
I don't use
It would
words.
just feel weird.
I think
You don't use words?
The words fail me in those moments. And
But I've been with people before.
You don't
who,
say
like,
legendary.
They, just
You don't
don't
say
they don't
you
shut
don't
the
say
fuck up.
legendary.
Like I've been with people who don't shut the hell up. That all they do is just go, and they just keep talking to listening to the damn
I like
selves.
I like that. I like the talking. Gotta be honest with you. I like
No,
the
no,
talking.
talking
I don't
back
get it
and
often,
forth,
by the way.
yeah,
Vanessa's like shut the fuck up type of girl, but I'm just like,
No, yeah, like
But I'm trying to focus
give
here,
and
all
take,
right?
like give and take and little like saying things back to each other. 100%, all about it. When the other person is practically giving me a Shakespearean monologue in the middle of the sex, like I'm just like shut the fuck up.
I've never had that. Like I've never had
four
that level
score
of,
and 7 years ago.
Like,
Oh,
don't try to tell me what
no.
you want to be doing when we're already doing the thing you want to do. Like, don't like I'm doing it. Like, it's
I saw a documentary.
Is it like, and then next we're gonna do this, and then next we're gonna do that? It's like, give me the itinerary, motherfucker. Let's just go.
I saw the syllabus. That's fantastic. I saw a documentary with a porn star. It was about porn, and the porn star says, when I got into the industry, that was she was a porn. She said when she got into the industry, that the way she learned to talk dirty is literally just to describe what's happening. So she's like, "Oh yeah, you have your blank in my blank and blank," and like so she was just like saying these things. She's like, "I'm literally just narrating the story of what's
just
happening."
ad libs, just.
But it's just, but it's literally that's the way. And then I thought about it, and then every time I watch a porn, I'm like, "Oh, that's exactly what they're doing."
Yeah, guys love that shit. No, 100%. That is the thing that is just they do. They do. Like you do that shit, and all of a sudden they're like, "Oh my god, yes, that is what's happening." I'm like, "Yeah,
that is what's happening." This is based on a true story.
This is based on a true, inspired by true events.
I do believe.
Because it's happening right now. It's inspired by now.
What do you think? Do you believe?
Full circle. We did it. Do you guys want to talk about the Deadpool Wolverine trailer that we saw? We were talking about. Fine, let's do it. Let's just fucking do it.
Sure. What's another disclaimer? What's another request that I gotta fill out?
Yeah.
You're not welcome here. You're not welcome anywhere. Now get the fuck out of my bar.
Just give me one more drink and then I'll leave.
I love it.
Hi, Peanut. I'm gonna need you to come with me right now.
Look, lady, I'm not interested.
All right, well, I'm sort of on the tick, so upsy daisy. Here we go.
Oh, whiskey dick of the claws. It's quite common in Wolverines over 40.
You don't want this.
Unless you want to take a deep breath through your fucking forehead, I suggest you reconsider.
Love him, bro.
Ooh, okay. Already.
I love that. I love that it's Logan Wolverine.
Well,
but not only
there's so many questions about
so
who
many.
it really is.
No, but there's so
Yeah.
many things. And it's Logan Wolverine.
Has
But
to be.
the choice of music, can I just say?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
I
just
remember it. Yeah.
like a
what do you-
yeah.
I literally just saw it. Like I literally just saw the trailer like a couple hours ago.
Here's the very famous. We finally see Wolverine in the yellow and blue.
Love it.
One of the things
this is why I hate spoilers, man, because for fucking months we've seen this picture already, and it got ruined. The trailer got ruined.
Oh no, we lost Neri.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think the trailer got ruined because of it. I, however, did not ever see this image, so I was one of those people that when this showed up, I was like, "Holy fuck!"
Yeah, you know what? It's unfortunate that the like Ryan Reynolds even came out and said like, "Hey, if you see something, you're spoiling it not only for yourselves but for other people who don't have the same mind. Like these are things that people have worked on for fucking decades." And now you're gonna ruin it because you got a clip of, like you're not gonna present it properly. I fucking can't stand. I'm this close to leaving a group chat with my fucking friends where I'm just like, hey, if you post one more spoilery thing, I'm fucking out of here. Like that's like I politely asked for you not to post. If you need to
that
post
is a consideration thing though. They need
send
to
it to
cut
somebody
that shit
else.
out.
Have your own. Send it individually, but don't fucking post it in the public thing in the group. Because now it's like, I can't unsee it. You know what I mean? Like I can't. Like we all saw this, and I knew it was coming.
If this was the first time that we had seen it, if the trailer was the first time that we had seen the yellow and blue, we would have lost our fucking minds, man.
That's what I was saying. Like when we lost you for a second, I was bringing up to Mike the fact that I did. Like I had not.
She didn't see it. Yeah.
So I got to actually have that experience of like, holy fuck.
You Australians are lucky that way.
It spins differently down there. The flow of spoilers
the
doesn't.
spoiler didn't get to
all the way
like
around.
come down just yet.
Didn't fully loop around. I will say I've struggled with the idea. There's a bunch of trailer breakdown videos out there now where people are like going through frame by frame and like are having like
them, bro.
Like fucking Rain Man style like level connections of like this is the shape of this other thing, which means it's connected to this other thing. And I'm like,
I've never liked that.
Don't want to know.
I've never liked that. I've never liked that for even movies that have already come out. I'm like, I don't. Come on, dude. I don't need it.
I like it when it comes out. No,
once it's out,
coming out first thing I do. I love the moment I get home. I go on a YouTube deep dive to look at all the Easter eggs and shit. Love that shit.
People are going like frame by frame, like like literally frame by frame. It's.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
I'm about to lose everything that I've ever cared about. Not my fucking problem. Is that what you said when your world went to shit?
That's why it has to be Logan.
Come again.
This Wolverine let down his entire world.
I don't think they know. I think this is TVA stuff. Yeah, stab him in the balls.
Yeah, that would be
shooting him in the
Talk about what's haunting you, or should we wait for a third act flashback?
Go fuck yourself.
Oh yeah.
I don't know anything about saving worlds, but you do.
Trust me, kid. I'm no hero. You were an X-Man. You were the X-Man. I am soaking wet right now.
And now all the blood, the glorious blood. We got to maybe mute it so that we don't get the.
Yeah. I gotta say, the winning combo of any trailer is happy song to gore, or like slow song to big explosions. Like
I'm so
curious. You sing "What a Wonderful World." I know the world's gonna explode, and I fucking love it. Like, eat that shit up.
Yeah, there's a
lot. Remember the song? Remember the song that they used for Logan?
Was it Hurt? I feel like Hurt.
Yeah, it was Hurt.
It was Hurt.
It was Hurt. It was so good.
I couldn't even remember it, but I feel like it had to be Hurt.
It had to be Hurt. Yeah, it was Hurt. It was actually Hurt.
Yeah.
So what was really cool was that when it went into the portal, right? They jumped into the portal, that scene.
Mm-hmm.
I literally tweeted, I was like, it'd be cool if they showed up at the fight of Endgame.
Yeah.
And just looked around and go, fuck this. And it just bounced and just left.
Yeah.
That'd be funny as shit. Be like, oh, nope. We're in a different world. Get the fuck out of here.
That would be so fun. When does it come out?
July.
Oh,
This July.
Yeah.
This July.
Yeah.
The whole thing. So the whole thing about this movie now being like where he's, even Deadpool in the movie in something calls himself Marvel Jesus, is because everyone's looking at it to be like the reboot of the MCU, like the reset or something. That everyone's like kind of everyone who has an opinion about fucking the MCU and all of the Marvel movies now, they're either like you with the camera, where they can't let some fucking shit go, or they're like Neri, where like, what's the harm in these movies? So the thing is that there's no fucking gray area. Everyone is fucking like vehemently on either side of that.
I gotta be honest with you. I think I am the gray area. I know that.
Me too. That's what it's hard to find people.
I think I am the gray area. I think some of the movies like Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was fucking amazing. And I loved, and I think other movies that I was like, I even like Doctor Strange too. I love that movie. I thought that movie.
I love that movie.
Right.
I thought it was fun. I wasn't fussed on the latest Ant-Man. It was like,
yeah, I'm in the camp of I don't need all these movies to interconnect. I don't need.
Yes,
that's where the camp. This is why my gray area is. It's like I don't need every little thing to mean something to another movie that's every little. I don't need it. It's fine.
I also
it's
don't
cool
need
if you have it.
I don't need an end game again. Like I don't need an end game again or like anytime soon, because the whole point of why Endgame was great is because it took fucking forever. And then it finally like
that's what I think. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm in that camp. Yeah, I'm with you. Like that's the same thing I'm saying. It's like I'm not with the MCU sucks now, but I'm also at the point where I'm just like, well, maybe not everything has to connect. We're good with that. Like I think there's a gray area where I'm just acknowledging there's bad movies that have been made recently in the MCU.
Yeah.
But I still like other movies, but also like I don't need it to connect. So maybe just chill.
I'm not. I like that everything connects. I do not like that the only focus is making them connect.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think that. I think they have. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I was saying
a story.
I'm saying I don't need it to connect, but if it connects, it's cool. But I don't need it to connect. You know what?
Make some shit up later where it
you know what? You know what they did? You know how they did that in Spider-Man: Far From Home, where they recalled everybody that Tony fired, because when they were making the movies of Tony firing these people, it wasn't. In 12 years, we're gonna have a kid that isn't born yet, but he's fucking Spider-Man. It's like you're not doing that. So I think
it's just the writers that are on be like, what is this? That's it.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. Like honestly, go ahead.
Sorry, I don't mind. Like I don't mind movies now, like leading up to like team ups, kind of like finally establishing each Marvel like woman doing their own thing, and then having the Marvels and having them come together, because I do enjoy like mini team ups. Like I'm cool with this. It doesn't. I think people expected that to have to be some sort of like to some bigger end. I'm like, no. Sometimes like I'm happy with just superheroes coming in to defeat a singular bad guy. It doesn't have to be a bad guy that we've been wanting them to defeat for like 3 fucking movies. Yeah, and I just think
I like what you're saying.
Things
I agree with you. The way I've been putting it, like, or kind of like wrapping my head around it, is that I'm tired of movies that should have been TV shows, and I'm tired of TV shows that should have been movies. They stretch one property out too long, and then like Secret Invasion should have been one movie.
Yes.
Marvels should have been a Disney Plus series. There was too much going on in the Marvels movie for me to feel like I got everything, and I'm like, this could have been a better TV. So I'm tired of if you need more time, take it. You have the whole network. You own everything. Disney owns the whole fucking platform. They can distribute everything. They have their own shit. They could do whatever they want. It's a matter of like, take your time. Or if it doesn't, don't do that thing where like people are like, bam, stretch. Like don't just cut it out and give the time to the things that need time. Everything's a fucking money decision. I'm gonna get my capital.
Well, this is why I'm nervous about the upcoming Moana movie. Like I'm nervous about that movie because like once I found out that the movie itself was actually a TV show, and then they just decided once it was already done, like once it was mostly done, they were like seeing like how it's coming out. They're like, oh, let's just put it together and make it a movie instead. I'm like,
is that what they're doing with Moana 2?
Yeah, Moana 2 that they
I don't know.
I haven't heard that.
Yeah,
so
the Moana 2 that they announced.
Well, there's two things.
Show.
So there's two things. So there's Moana 2, and then there's a from what I
Talking about
understood, there's a Moana 2, and then there's
Live
a
action.
Moana live action. So there's two separate projects happening with Moana.
I'm talking about number 2. I'm talking about the second animated movie.
Yeah, that's
So
I
second
haven't heard that. Is what I'm saying. I haven't heard that.
Yeah, but that's
They're
what
all
I like.
just
I
cash
heard
grabs.
that.
All these
Like,
live action remakes are just cash grabs anyway. So frustrating to watch these. I can't watch them. Like I put the Aladdin one on and I was like, get the fuck out of here.
Aladdin was
I just rather watch the cartoon though. Like that's the thing is like for me the whole
But
time.
you'd rather watch a cartoon from because you grew up with that. That's your nostalgia.
Exactly. Like I'm just like I'd rather watch the cartoon like because the cartoon I feel is just a better version of the story. Like I was like, this is weird. I don't like it.
I felt that about the Lion King because the Lion King, the live action one was still animated. So I'm like, why are we calling this live? It's still fucking animated.
100%.
It's just they upgraded the graphics a little bit.
I don't know what they're gonna do with the Princess and the Frog because, like, if it's anything close to the Lion King, that shit's gonna be terrifying. I'll be staring at like live ass like looking frogs the entire time. Like, I don't.
I was the same way with Flounder. I don't need to see this shit. This is ugly. Fish are ugly, bro.
He's not cute. Like, you guys are gonna do live action, but it's still a magical movie, and the people are still like mermaids and magic. Like, you should make Flounder just a little cuter. You can animate things so they just. I don't know.
There's some movies. Aladdin, I thought was great though. I fucking love
Little Mermaid
Aladdin.
based on a true story.
And
they got to stick to the truth, Steph. What do you mean? They got to stick to the reality.
Inspired
Well, then men should be
doesn't look like a flounder.
jumping off. Men should be jumping off the boats and dying.
No, hold on. If the flounder has to doesn't have to look like a flounder, that camera doesn't have to be the exact one with the right lens. If the flounder
of Flash, it comes down to the Flash, Mike. It was.
Who cares?
Flash.
A flounder looks like a flounder. A flounder looks like a flounder.
But
it
there's
just
no
talks.
point in making
it moves
it.
its sideways
There's no point
face
in
with
making
both its eyes on the same side of the head, and it goes. Blah, 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 blah. Flounders are fucking ugly. All right.
They really are.
Then your camera point is moot. We've.
It's a moot point.
Stand by it.
It is a
First
moot
of all,
point.
the original conversation that Aaron doesn't bring up is the fact that I'm like, hey, this is like the one thing that got me out of one scene. It was literally me saying, like, that's not what I dislike about the movie. I'm like, this is the thing
it was like, hey, what did you think about the movie? Yeah, it was good. It was good, but and then that's how she inserted it. Like, what did you think about the movie? Yeah, I liked it, but and I'm like, wait, what the fuck? There's a but? Okay, let's hear it.
Like,
There's a
like,
camera.
but this is just one thing that drives me crazy. Like, that's it. It's a one thing that and I don't dislike Man of Steel because of a camera. I watch Man of Steel and I can't help that anytime I watch any movie that has photography in it or like certain things that I know stuff about in it, I have a moment of like.
Did you ever watch?
Hold on, and I gotta like reset.
Did you ever watch the movie, Mike? Did you ever watch the movie with what's his name? I'm having a brain fart now. Cable guy.
Jim Carrey.
No.
Matthew Broderick.
Wow, no.
Those are literally the two
my fault.
guys.
My fault. I'm talking about Ben Stiller. Ben Stiller directed Cable. Ben Stiller directed Cable Guy. I'm sorry,
right.
it was my fault. It was my fault. So Ben Stiller, the MIDI movie. What was that one?
Oh, Walter Mitty.
Oh yeah,
What?
I did watch that. The Secret Life of Walter Mitty.
Secret Life of Walter Mitty. This was Stephanie's review of Walter Mitty.
I don't remember.
He's a photographer, and sometimes he doesn't take a picture of the thing that he's supposed to take a picture of because it's so beautiful. Get the fuck out of here! And I was like, okay.
Damn.
The movie literally was like his imagination. He could walk and fly and do all of this crazy shit, and how he was a daydreamer. And Stephanie focused on. Sean Penn played a photographer, a National Geographic photographer, a Time Life photographer. And sometimes the moment is so beautiful that he doesn't take the picture. Get the fuck out of here. I'm just like, okay, I can't.
I stand by it.
You're allowed to. Hey, that's one thing about the What's Up Bro podcast. We stand behind being wrong aggressively. We want you if you want to be wrong aggressively and incorrect about things, we stand behind it.
Hey,
100%.
They don't call us good day mate for nothing. You say good day mate, and you just stand by your wrongness.
Oh my god. And what a perfect dismount. Thank you everybody for watching Good Day Mates. This week's episode of Good Day Mate, or What's Up Bro podcast. You can follow us at WuBro Pod on all sorts of social medias that we are unironically posting for engagement the same way these freaking assholes are making up Alzheimer's videos and harassing I was gonna say Ben Affleck, but it's Alec Baldwin. You can follow me at Mike Marketall at Nary Signs. Steph, do you have anything that you would like to promote or point people
Absolutely
towards?
not. Not right now.
All right. Then whatever love you would have shown her, show us on the WuBro Pod.
Wait. Also, really quick to the listeners, whoever listened to last week's episode, I just want to say, when in the comments we had we had Mike's stepmom say, Neri, fix your connection, and I was like, there's nothing I can do because the connection was so bad. It was at my house, by the way, at my house, and the connection was horrific. And after we finished the podcast, about an hour later, I'm cleaning my living room and I find the power adapter unplugged from my Wi-Fi extender, and then I plug it back in and I do a test call with Mike, and it's working perfectly fine. So I like to apologize because I literally said there's nothing I can do, it's out of my power, but there was actually completely in my power, and it was everything. So that episode, which I titled Connectivity Issues, I would like to say I apologize for that one. That episode is on me.
Contrary to what Mike just said, and WuBro, we do apologize when we do fuck up.
Oh no, but I'm standing on my error. It was my fault. I am standing on my wrongness. I was wrong. I stand.
We don't stand on business. We don't stand on business in this podcast. We stand on wrongness.
I stand on wrongness.
We stand on wrongness.
I 100% don't think I'm wrong. That a photographer doesn't take a picture of something because it's too beautiful. Fuck off.
I bring all that up to say I'm literally in the middle of the ocean right now, and although I went out for 5 seconds this episode, it's been an hour and 38 minutes, and I haven't cut out except for those 5 seconds.
Literally,
and I'm in the middle of the ocean.
The best it's been in weeks, and it's in the middle of the ocean. The universe does not make sense. There is nothing that we could point to be like, "Yep, that's why." So
sometimes you watch a movie with a flash going off on a camera that doesn't have flash. Who knows? Who knows why we do these things?
Thank you all for watching. Neri, do you have anything you'd like to promote?
I have my album is coming out May 31st. So my album is coming out. I have a comedy special and an album coming out. Those two things are not the same. Comedy album is an audio. It's an hour-long comedy album. And then the video special will be coming out. I posted the trailer for it on my Instagram. So make sure you look out for that. But that's going to be in a few months. But the comedy album is coming out May 31st, and it's called Live in Miami.
Oh, fantastic. Live in Miami. Apropos, because that's probably where you recorded it. I
was in Wisconsin, but you get it. You get the whole thing.
You get Live in Miami. It's like the Tig Notaro album. It's called Live in Miami. It's Live in Miami, because where do you live? I live in Miami.
On cruise ships, but still, you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying.
601. Follow me at Mike Merkel I'm also doing the podcast with Will Watkins called Just Trying to Look Like You, where we talk about self-improvement through the fitness lens, but like through positivity and just kind of getting your mind, body, and community right.
All fitness, not just physical fitness, but also mental fitness.
It's been a lot of fun. It's basically like therapy now that we get our stuff out, and we plan our goals for this week. And just to say this, my goal for this week, we recorded on Sunday. My goal for this week was to focus on my diet. Yesterday I went on cheat day, but today I spent the entire day meal prepping and cooking like a shit ton of food so that I will be healthy through the week into my cheat day, because I am motivated for success. That is what we're trying. I gotta
ask you and Will questions about the trends I've been seeing on my For You page.
We're happy to have you on. We'll figure out a time where you could do it from across the world, where the Earth spins differently. Calories are different down there. They go from right to left.
And right into my body.
Right into my stomach. You can follow that podcast at Zeros on Heroes on all the social media platforms or on podcast. It's on the Zeros on Heroes feed, so we're putting it all there as well. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you, Neri. Thank you, Stephanie Mayer Sr. That's how winning is done.